Hey guys, it's your girl Jade. Sorry about any noise that happens. My neighbors are redoing their driveway. And yesterday I got woken up at 8 o'clock in the morning. They were breaking up the driveway, scooping it up, and dumping it into a metal dumpster. I was not very happy because we had no warning of it happening. Now they should be almost done for the day because it is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like after 4 really. They're laying down the gravel and everything to start the process of finishing the driveway. But anyway, this video, I am doing a Throwback Thursday on Friday. How long ago was it? I want to say I was probably 20 or 21, and my cousin was like 17-ish, and I had this girl staying at my house. It was my stepdad's house, actually. She had run away from home, and I was bringing her up to my work, or the one day that she was there. I brought her up to my job with me, because I was working at Ingles at the time, and I worked in the video department, so she just sat outside or just roamed around the store. It was in one of those small towns. Everyone knew everyone. You knew everyone's business, and it was really slow in the video department anyway. So I could go outside, take a little bit of a break, and wouldn't even have to worry about anything because we kept like all the videos under lock and key, and I would have the key. Well, anyway, I had this girl. Sorry, my finger. She was probably like 16 as well. She was 16, I want to say. In the state of Georgia, you can run away from home at 17 and not have any like serious repercussions. And yeah, so her dad had called the cops, from what I understand, saying that she had run away from home. And my cousin calls me, and she's like, "Hey Jade, this girl's dad has called the cops. The cops are looking for her. Is she at your house?" I was like, "No, she's up here with me at work." And she's like, "Okay, well, what time do you get off?" So I got off probably about 8 o'clock, or 7 o'clock, 7 to 8, if I remember correctly. And, excuse me. There we go. Excuse me again. So she was like, "Well, I'll come pick you up from work," because at this point I didn't drive. I didn't have a license. And she's like, "I'll come pick you and this girl up. Make sure she's there. Tell her that the cops are looking for her, and if you can, sneak her out the back." I was like, "Okay, meet me around the back of the store at the loading dock." So my shift was over. Girl was still up there, so I didn't have to like go find her or anything. And my cousin was more worried about the fact that her uncle, who was my stepdad, would get in trouble for having this girl at his house, and didn't want my mom getting in trouble as well, because my mom was amazing, awesome, and all this other stuff. So I told this girl, I was like, "Hey, your dad has called the cops. They are looking for you. You have to go into the back and wait until I get off of work," because we had this little break area, and managers weren't there, and they really didn't care, because we all had friends that come up there and just keep us company, especially as it gets later on in the night. So I had her waiting in the office or the break room area for me, and I got off work and I let my cousin know. I was like, "Hey, meet us around back. I'm off the clock. Let's go." So she meets us out back, and my cousin made up the story about how they had roadblocks up at checkpoints looking for this girl. So, and my cousin drove this little piece of shit Beretta. And everyone knew the car. It was white with I want to say at this point it had a blue hood, chrome mirrors. I mean, it looked jacked up. Everyone knew this damn car. And it had been changed from a manual to an automatic, The heat blew constantly. Even during the summer, the heat was always on. During the winter, the windows would not stay rolled up, no matter how many times the car was fixed. So we told this girl, or she told the girl, that there were cops everywhere, they were looking for her, they had roadblocks set up just to try and find her, and that she needed to get in the trunk because me being 20, 21 years old, I can get charged with harboring a runaway. And, sorry, my finger itches. And that actually is classified as a serious misdemeanor. And we didn't want to get caught with this girl in the car and be charged with harboring a runaway. So the girl gets in the trunk, and we start driving, and I had already known the plan. My cousin had told me that we were going to take this girl home. So we get onto her street, and all of a sudden from the back seat we hear her trying to come through the back seat. And it's one of those back seat will lay down and you can climb out of the trunk. She could not get out for a little bit. So we pull up in her driveway, and she's out of the trunk, she's in the back seat, she's trying to get out of the car, and the car doors won't open. So I don't know why they wouldn't open. And then finally her dad comes out, and he yanks the car door open, grabs her by her feet, and pulls her out, and her ass hits the concrete. Drags her into the house, and my cousin gets paid like $20 for it, I think. So, yeah. It was a crazy, crazy night. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the kind of shit that me and my cousin got into. And just craziness. Like, her dad, the girl's dad was so pissed off, but he was so glad that she was actually somewhere where she was safe. Like, he knew me, he knew my cousin, and he knew that she would be okay with us. If, especially, well, we had let him know, like, my cousin had let him know before she picked me up from work that, hey, we're bringing your daughter home. It's me and Jade. We've got your daughter. We know where she is. We're going to bring her home tonight. So, I mean, he was still pissed off that she ran away from home and everything, but he was glad that she was with someone he knew. So, yeah. Harboring a runaway. Gotta love it. So, yeah, be careful. Your friends come over like, oh, I have nowhere else to go. Be careful. They might be a runaway. Or they did get kicked out. But harboring a runaway is a serious misdemeanor. Yeah. Fun times. So anyway, guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If there's any videos you want to see me or have me do, leave a comment below and I'll look into it. And as always, love you guys. Bye. Deuces.